An 8-string guitar for 175 bucks. Well, that sounds too good to be true. Is it any good? Let's find out. The question about any budget guitar is, can it sound professional on a recording or in live situations? There's no better way to find out than by taking this guitar to the studio. Let's go for a test drive. This lowest string on an 8-string is tuned to an F sharp. I've always liked Chevelle, so I tried to think up something that I imagined they might play. I wish the tone on these pickups was a little bit hotter though. It seems a little passive. I'm gonna have to use EQ and Pro Tools to give it more teeth. Every tone on this demo comes from this single guitar. I used the neck pickup to start the solo, but I switched to the bridge for the trem picking. The most difficult part of making this demo was playing the lead on the extra wide neck. I learned the solo on my Gibson SG-61 reissue, which was very easy to play, so switching over to this 8-string kind of proved to be a challenge. It wasn't just because of the higher neck, but it's because the wood is just a little bit rough. I think that would smooth out a little more if I played this regularly, but at first it's a tad rough and some of the strings seem to catch on the wood when I was bending. Okay, the demo is complete, but how did the guitar perform? Is this a worthy axe? The neck is really solid, no sharp fret edges, and it feels pretty good. Most Squiers cost more, and the frets are not as nice. You could probably use some wet sandpaper on the neck if you find the wood to be too rough, but I think you'll be just fine if you break it in. The nut is a little bit wide. I did expect the strings to catch more during bends, but once I put some Planet Waves friction remover on it, I really only had to retune once or twice while I was recording. Suggested upgrades. The tuners feel a bit touchy to me. The pickups are just fine. I was able to dial in a sound that I liked, but I did have to use a fairly extreme EQ. If you're gonna gig with this guitar, you may want to at least change those tuners. They feel a bit loose. You could probably live with the pickups as long as you have the right EQ and you're not using ultra high gain. Maybe try a noise gate pedal. Overall, there's really no cheaper way to get into the 8-string market than this Harley Benton guitar. You might be able to get close with a used Ibanez, but it's hard to argue with the price. You get a lot of bang for your buck here. Your biggest decision is going to be, do you want to upgrade anything? And this guitar also comes in a version with straight frets instead of the fan frets. So your decision is going to be, do you want the straight frets or do you want the fan frets? I actually felt like I was lost on the fretboard when I started playing, but within an hour, I had gotten totally used to it and I was fine. So I don't mind the fan frets, they're kind of nice. There's a debate about whether or not fan frets are better for intonation. Some people say yes, some people say no. I really don't know who's right, to be honest. Some people say fan frets are more comfortable, so maybe go to Guitar Center and try another guitar with fan frets before you order one of these to decide which version you want. But now I have to tell you a secret. That Mesa tone you heard in this video wasn't a real Mesa. Gasp! It was software! Amplitude's Mesa Mark IV amp simulator. I suppose you'll want to hear this guitar through a real Mesa tube amp now, so I'll play that for you through my Mesa Stiletto half stack. But if you liked that software Mesa sound, check out the links in the description. Amplitude by IK Multimedia generates some pretty darn good software tones for recording, just by plugging in direct. So if you're interested in it, check the affiliate links in the description. Now let's hear some real tube tone with this guitar.